Hello and welcome to another episode of 2D as if you meant it. The purpose of this episode is to clean up and refactor because we added a lot of code and now we have some mess to deal with. It's a mess about this part, how things are structured, but it's also a mess of how the classes look. We still have some coverage things, like this isn't covered, yeah, but this is generated, so we'll see about that probably the next episode. I also have some notes, so if I would search with to do, not like that, yeah, never mind. I do have some notes that some things are static, like no, not here. These ones shouldn't be static, so I have a to do here. I'm not using them as static, so I could very well just remove the static and remove the ugly comment as well. Let's run the tests. Okay, so I will do many short commits. Removed useless static from methods of board structure. In board, what do we have here? Not much, I would say, besides this one, get hash code not being covered because nobody uses it. I don't think there is much to say. Here it says that it can be made package private. Yeah, probably. I'm not concerned about that now, so I'll just go on. The board builder, this is fine. The tests, we'll handle tests later, so just let's handle production code. This one I just covered. Here it's interesting that I have the messages here, but I also have the game result, which is logic. So I really don't like the fact that here I'm mixing state and logic. So game result is definitely a thing I'd want to refactor. This is fine. And in the tests, no, not in the board test, in the tic-tac-toe tests, I also made a note that I have a duplication between this board builder and this one here. What I could do is just I could extract saying, hey, just create an empty board and that's all. Or I could just extract this one not to a method but to a field, and the field should be initialized in setup. So if I go to it, it's just like that, it's initialized there, and instead of initializing it again here, I could just use it. Let's run the tests. Okay, so I can remove the ugly comment again. This is why I write comments, because I hate them, so I want to remove them as fast as possible. This is part of a range, so let's make things clear. And yeah, I think that's all. removed duplication in tic-tac-toe tests for creating instance of a board builder. Okay, what next? I still have these settings that I will extract in the future, but now I just want to do cleanup. So my purpose of refactoring is cleaning up. You can have many purposes of refactoring. Some of them maybe you heard until now: minimizing duplication, or having clarity in the design, in the elements, and structuring them better, making them more cohesive. Another purpose is just clean up, make things tidy and nice, like you need to do in your house from time to time if you don't want to have a mess, and if you want to start finding things and not knowing where they are. Another thing I'd like to do now is to stop having the tests in the same place as the production code. So we'll start having we'll start seeing the code as it looks in any of our projects. So I want to add this one with tests, move the tic-tac-toe tests, move the board tests, okay, let's see what happens. No tests were found, of course, because now I need also to add the configuration, because the directory where I'm running all the tests should be this. Let's see what happens. I think I also need to mark this as test. Yes, success. So I have all the tests that I need. I will do a commit now. Moved all the test classes into a tests folder and modified the test runner from idea. Okay. And I'd like also to move these. These are in the package tic-tac-toe. These are just nowhere in the default package. So I'd like to move these as well. So that we'll start having some structure. That's why I made the commit before, because sometimes awful things happen when you do this. And probably it would be a good idea, as I have this package, to have these tic-tac-toe tests, and then this one as well. I'll move it to tic-tac-toe tests. So let's see what happens. Weird. It's still saying default package. Okay. Now these ones are clearly in a good package. Everything works until now. Okay, so let's see. Git status. I've made many changes. Moved all the production classes to tic-tac-toe package, and all the test classes to tic-tac-toe tests package. Okay, I'll just close everything and start all over. As you can see, these are some things that remain from the previous try to run with coverage, the previous episode. So if I run with coverage again, I will start seeing which and how it's covered here. And I have pretty good coverage, I would say. Okay, so board. Builder was okay. This one is okay. This is the direction. And in the game result, I said I am bothered by the fact that I have these this class mixing logic with state. So let's do something about this. I'd like to move these ones to as you can see, this is a game message. X1 game message, nobody won. I don't have 3 yet, but I'm going faster now a bit than with the proofs and with rule of 3. So I'm quite sure that if I do this, if I make them static, if I move them to a class called game message, I would have a good design decision. So let's see. Yeah, I cannot move them before they're static, so I need to do this. So let's move them to a game message class, both of them. Visibility should be public. Yes, that's the one. I want to create it. I need to put it here, so I'll move it to the namespace. Okay. Now let's see. Here it is being used like this. So let's try to use it as a class. And let's remove the statics and then see where it's used again. Yeah, I was quite sure it is being used in other places. Oh, so I did find something. Yeah, I could have done this still simpler, but I didn't know it was that used. I had a guess, but I said, yeah, okay, let's try this. It shouldn't be that complicated. But of course, if you'll see 100 errors there, you just need to do things differently in smaller steps. Okay, so let's do a commit first. Introduced class game message, which is extracted from game result. I can extract this as a field, initialize in setup, replace all 5 occurrences, and let's see. Yeah, all is good. Game message, great. Git commit. Made a field out of game message in tic-tac-toe tests. Okay, so I'm done with this. In game result, I have a bit of the same thing, but here I would like this one to be passed as a parameter to the game results, so to the constructor. So I'll push this. What I can do this, so I could just make this a field and then extract it. But another thing I can do is I could push it up. Oh yeah, but I don't have an interface. That's something else. Sure, sorry. Let's do it like that. So I'll do game message. I'll want to implement it in the constructor, to initialize it in the constructor. Now I removed it from both places. Let's see how this works. Run the tests. And now this one, with this one I can do more things. I could move it to this method, so I could do change signature, for example. You can do this in many ways. Game message, it's a game message, and the default should be new game message. Okay. So then this game message is game message. Let's run the tests. Now, here now I have a duplication between this and this, so I can start using the instance I have. But of course, I need to move this on the top. I have the same problem with the board structure here, that I'm instantiating it. I'm not happy about that. I'll just make a note to do extract new board structure to outside of this class. and make a commit. Game result receives parameter to the constructor, receives what receives game message. Okay. What next? Let's look again. This is very simple. I could close this really well. This is very simple. This is very simple. I'd like all the code to be that simple. I think that's when you start seeing it. The builder again is very simple. The tests start to be more and more structured and shorter. This is good. Okay. With board, yeah, that's okay. Board tests were very simple as well, so nothing to do here. So I guess that's all on this part of refactoring. Yeah, I didn't change anything. And now not game message, game result. So what I could do, again, I could try to extract this as board structure. Again, I'll make a field initializing the constructor. And where are you used? Basically, I don't need this. Yeah. It should be like that. And again, I will change the signature of this. I will add a parameter word structure, and this should be the signature. Let's run the tests. On game on tic-tac-toe tests, I think I'm using it. And now again I have the same thing. So as you can see, I'm moving things up, and now because I already have these instances here, I made these preparatory refactorings. I have them already, so you can see this is a kind of hidden duplication because because I had an instance of board structure here, but another instance was here in the tests, and the tests basically are the client. So why should I have both? This is clearly something wrong. And because I'm moving them up, now I can make the code nicer and better. Okay. And probably these ones, at some moment, the direction on the board builder should go like that as well. That means that they are needed to the, well, essential production class now. The other classes like game message, board structure, direction, board builder are just helpers in a way, but this is the core business. And yeah, it is dependent on some satellites like word structure, game message, but I'd like to have these messages different. So yeah, maybe I'd like to have them translated or something like that. So the coupling shouldn't be that big. Run the tests again. I added word structure. Let's say like this. The constructor of game result. I think that's enough. Okay, we're already 26 minutes into this, so I think I'll stop now. We've done some refactoring, the code looks a lot nicer. We also extracted some constructors, some new calls from the inside, and the code looks a lot better. I start seeing here the that it's a lot more cohesive, and I only have 11 tests until now. With 3D as if you meant it, you see I have quite a lot of classes. I have extracted a lot. I have refactored a lot. I didn't add a test in quite a while. Probably in the near future I will need to add tests to remove the rest of the primitives like token. You can see it's everywhere, and maybe do something about this as well from the settings part of the test. And that means I won't need to know in the tests what is the state. So as I told you in one of the first episodes, I don't care about representation. I just care about how things work, and as long as a test is not depending on representation, you'll see in the next, maybe, I don't know, 3-4 episodes, you'll see how you can change anything. So we'll make the change from strings to concrete structures, and you'll see how good tests that are independent of everything and they just use objects, they will be able to be very powerful. Okay, that's enough for now. Enough of me talking. Thank you for watching again, and as always, have fun coding.